Casas is at the French Interior Ministry in Paris and can update those figures for us now, Elena.
Well, Rebecca, it turns out 70% of eligible French voters, 70.8 in fact, have already voted here at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Paris. Now, that's not too bad at all when you consider there were polls just last week saying a third of French voters might not vote at all. Now, 70% already have. That's not quite as good as in 2007 when 73% had voted by this time, but it's an awful lot better than in 2002 when only 50% had. And of course, that was blamed for the shock result that put Jean-Marie Le Pen into the second round that year. Now, we've been out around polling stations around Paris this afternoon, and we've actually seen long queues wherever we've gone. So it does seem to be the case that all those surveys saying that French voters had been totally put off by the tone of the campaign, they were upset with the candidates who talked too much about halal meat and driving licences and personally and self voters cared about, well, apparently that didn't have the effect of putting them off totally from turning out at all. Of course, the fact that they voted doesn't necessarily mean that they felt hugely inspired by their choice of candidate. A lot of people we talked to did say that they were concerned with the fact that the subjects that most concern them, high unemployment, Europe, the economy, spending power, hadn't been talked about enough by the candidates, and they felt the subjects, the campaign rather, hadn't have enough intellectual substance, that the candidates have been burying their heads in the sand over some of the most important topics. But what matters is that they did come out to vote.
So French voter turnout standing at 70.8%.